Alright guys, it's Demont coming back at you again. I'm out here on the lake, just want to throw a little bit of swim bait. Had a person tell me this is one of my brand new Piscifun Alijoz reels. He said his was slipping, so I tried to get a brand new one tied up to see what it's going to do. This is a 27-pound Duel Hardcore, and this is one of the Duel Hardcore Ninja Twitching Glider 180 SS. Alright. Let's give it some tosses around. See if we get any slippage in our reel. You have to excuse all the wind and all this ashes you see going around. The local wildlife decided to burn some of the woods here today. I like to, when I'm throwing a glide bait, I do 2 retrieves. I do a slow reel like this with a couple pops into it and back slow again, or I work it like a jerk bait. This one, when you work like a jerk bait, comes really hard back up to the surface. Wow, okay. It's got a slow sink. That's what the SS stands for. But if you work it too hard, it'll come right back up. First cast, no slippage. Nice long cast, no backlash. The same like my other reels do. Trying to see if I get any slippage. And I'm throwing it on the Daiwa. This is the DXB 801 MFFB. This is the medium heavy swim bait rod they have. It's a little too soft for this bait, but I just grabbed it and threw something on it. It was one I had available for right now. This spot right here is always a tough spot. I don't really expect to get bit. I'm just trying to get some casts in to see if I can make my retrieve slip. Alright. This bait helicopters a lot, wow. Well, it's got those big, broad, flat sides on it, so you can't expect it to do much else. I did run it in the water after I made my first cast and started the video, and just pulling it in the water, it does a nice S motion to it. Very similar to the S waver and what is their Apollo version called again now? That's kind of, oh, look at that fish going out there. He went right by my bait, didn't even stop at it. Let's see if we can hit him on the head. I mean, like I was saying before, this is for the price. It's one of the best swim bait reels you can get. I've been a Daiwa man most of my life. I'm not saying I'm a Daiwa fanboy. I told my wife I was going to try some budget reels for tournament fishing this year, and I want to see how good they perform. I don't really have any worries about this reel. This reel is basically a beast. It's all aluminum. Cast that thing out there about 50-60 yards. But I am going to try just some other ones. I'm going to try some like the Cast Kings, for example, the Speed Demon Elite. I'm not really that worried about that reel either, just because it has an aluminum frame. It seems, I've been using it for a little while now, and it seems to be really good. I really want to try that new Piscifun Spark. If those reels are as good as they seem to be, I think I might have found a new winner, but only time's going to see how well they hold up. Let's make a few more casts. I'm trying to get this thing to slip for you. It hasn't slipped at all yet. This spot's always so pretty. It's very tannic water. It reminds me of Florida, but it has a lot of cypress trees, as you can see out here. Let me raise back a little bit. See, there's a lot in the water. And during the summertime, it has lots of lily pads all over the place and lots of coontail, lots of vegetation. This is one of what they call the natural pools we have down here near Fayetteville. I'm in Bladen County. No followers yet. Another very precision cast. Long cast, especially with this wind. Sometimes I also like to pull it like this. Give it a sweep when it's cold and let it pause. Sweep it, let it pause. Sweep it, let it pause. Sweep it, let it pause. I mean, anytime you're fishing, I mean, you're going to catch, most of the time when you're fishing with something like this, you're going to catch a big fish. You're aiming for a big fish. I mean, I've been on the boat and not catch a fish all day except for one. And that one would be a 3 or 4 pounder. But sometimes you get on a good bite and you catch a bunch of knuckleheads on this, especially in the pre-spawn. And even during the spawn, you got on people, those bass, they're basically just aggressive as hell trying to guard their bed. And you'll catch some of the silliest little fish on this sometimes. Well, even reeling it fast, it does pretty good. It had a really good motion reeling it fast. One thing I like about this reel is you don't have to turn the handle. If you want to let it sit there, it's like while you count it down, you just push this button on the top and it engages the reel. So that way if a fish hits it while it's on the fall and you try to run off with it, they don't get a chance to spit it and hit the end of your line, it go ahead and sets the hook for them. That wind is kind of cold. At least that stuff they're burning smells good. They're burning like little cedar trees and little pine trees and things of that nature. Just burning the brush out. This is an electric only lake. Let's see if you guys can see all that back there. See it all back in there? All those trees in the water and all that mess. Well, I'm trying to find me an electric boat. The ramp here is really small. It'd be really hard for me to get my 21-foot boat in and out of here. But they have a nice pier and stuff here. And I'm seeing all kinds of little fish swimming around, but I'm not getting any kind of bites. This is like the drain it has right here. If you can see that drain, it makes a lot of noise. Let's cast over in front of that. See if there's anything out there. There's a lot of riprap and stuff here, but the only thing I'm worried about casting over here is there's a lot of vegetation. And I'm not on my boat, so I don't like losing these things. Which I'm pretty sure nobody does. I don't know why. This is only about 4 or 5 minutes from the house. But it's always windy here, even when it's not windy at the house. And it's always colder for some reason. There's a good long cast. Trying to get this new line worked in. A lot of times I fish these with 25-pound fluorocarbon, but this hard mono has been really good here lately. It doesn't act how most times you think mono should act. It's very non-stretchy. And it's very abrasion resistant. I know this color here works really good as far as on swim baits around this time of year, like other lakes, but this water is so tannic. I mean, it's showing up really good in the water, but let me see if we can get you to see this going through the water. Just on a slow pull, it has a nice V. Nice S action. It does good. And it sinks kind of slowly head first. It's kind of different. Let's do a few more casts. It'd be nice. People tell me there's 10-pounders and stuff in here. I think I really had a chance to explore it. There's if you look over here to the right, there's a canal on the other side, and basically a land bridge that goes all the way out. Since my last surgery, I haven't had a chance really to walk all the way out there yet. So I really don't know. Somebody told me there's a bridge out there and a really nice pool on the other side over there. That's where most of the fish congregate at. But I've mostly just fished this whole area through here. I've been fishing it for about 3 or 4 months, and I think I've only caught 2 knuckleheads here. And I've saw lots of activity here. Well, I have seen. Just not many bites. Even when it plops down in that water out there, it looks like it's popping down in mud. It's because the water's so dark and tannic. These little, most of this is basically what they told me. This is basically a swamp back here that they put this dam up over here and put a drain in it to form these lakes to try to keep the water from backing up on people's houses when these swamps flood. Yeah, it does a hard dart when you work it like a jerkbait. Last cast. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Just wanted to come out and see if I can make this. He said his slips. Mine hasn't slipped at all. I'm still trying to get some of this new mono worked out. I didn't backlash at all. You can see that. It's very tight. When I always put line on my spools, I put it on very tight. And sometimes that affects the way it casts. But I haven't got any backlashes, so that's good. I mean, I have lots of swim baits. I'm not coming there with my S wavers or my iGlides or anything like that and taking a chance of losing it out here, but because I really don't know exactly. I mean, I know there's a lot of lily pad stumps and a lot of rock over here especially, and there's a lot of brush over there. Oh, I just had a follower. I don't know if you've seen that or not. It was a small one. I don't know what he was doing. I'm going to do one more cast. There we go. Let's see how this does. See if I can do a little different. Maybe you respond different.